Well, hello everyone. Yes, happy Martin Luther King Day, happy holidays. Myra and Peter right here, joining you from Dallas, our new location. Maybe because of background you can't tell much, but this is our new location. This is first time doing it at the new location. Yay.
Yes.
I'll give it to Myra.
Happy Martin Luther King out to everyone. I want to start by quoting one of his quotes that I think for me it's one of the favorite ones. The time is always right to do what is right. So I just wanted to break the ice with my favorite quote from Martin Luther King. I know that we have a lot of honor-ups that are joining us for the first time. So we have a lot of new guys that are here on the first meeting. So I just wanted to remind everyone that for being here tonight, you do get 3 positive points added to your BTO report card, and those will be added by the admin department this week. Those points help you a lot whenever you do get an inspection where maybe you fail for one of the violations in there, and it helps you offset some of those points there. It is also important that you know and be aware of what the BTO report card is. So if you have any questions, please contact our office, talk to the admin department, let them know what your question is so that you can be aware of what that entails of. Also, at the end of the meeting, we always do the drawing for $300, and we always pick 2 names. You do have to stay until the end of the meeting to qualify to get the $300. So please make sure that you stay until the end. That way, if your name gets picked, you can actually let us know that you're still here so that you can get the $300 added to your dashboard in the morning. We also go over the MVO at the end of the meeting, so we're going to be doing that as well today. We always announce first, second, and third place. It is important to remind you all that if you have any expired documents, you won't be able to get that MVO award, even if you're on the top 3. This was something that we talked about on the last meeting. We missed that one of the guys that was on the top 3 was actually MVO excluded, and the reason why it was because he had some expired documents that he needed to turn in. So this time we're making sure that the top 3 are actually qualified to get that. If you don't, then we're just gonna pick the person under that. So please make sure that you have your documents updated. I know the office has been calling you all this week especially. This is not something that we need to constantly keep calling you about. I know that we were doing that for some time, and that kind of like got you all used to or office calling you to let you know what is expired. You know what is expired by looking at your dashboard, by seeing in there what's coming up to be due. You also know what is coming to be due by looking at your truck binder. It's important that you know what's on your truck binder as well. When it comes to quarterly inspections, we understand, we require them to be done every 3 months. So it might say that it's good for a year, and we are calling you in 3 months and asking you for it. Well, on your dashboard, since we enter that information in there, you can see when they are due and the date that you need to be turning them in by. So please make sure that you're always looking at that. There was a lot of confusion, especially this past week, in regards to, they haven't called me, they haven't been sending me reminders. Well, yes, that was something that we were doing for a long time last year, but we also want to make sure that you are holding yourself accountable to turn those in. So again, look at your dashboard. All of the information is there for that.
Yes, and meanwhile, I'll talk a little bit, but Myra will go through the list. So for the next 5-10 minutes, she's going to be going through that. Yes, and then we'll do the roll call. Yes, but yes, so today I just, right before we get into questions and answers, and we want to do more Q&A today again. to get some of the feedback, some of the conversation going, what's going on. We want to hear more from you guys today. So I'm going to keep it short. I mean, just as a general, yes, we moved to the new place. We did it at the end of last year. It went well. Yes, thank you guys for being patient with us on the move and just getting all the bearings. I've seen some of you guys already came by and visited us. If you haven't, we invite you to come over. Come visit us, check us out, see what's up. The good news is that we are here. We're able to be here, like we got the CO to be here. And the shop, we're starting on that right now. We don't have that many mechanics available, so it's going to take some time on hiring mechanics. We've been advertising and starting, working on that. So we're going to have hopefully the goal is to have the whole shop operational with 2 shifts. I know that, I guess, let me warn you here, because I've been saying a lot of these stuff, and then one owner operator came in, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and he's like, well, so where is it? Where is all the stuff that you promised? Obviously, I have a vision, and a lot of it, some of it I say like long-term vision, some short-term vision. So I probably should mention, the differences between some of them we are able to execute right now. Some of them will be a little farther into the future. But yes, the goal is to have 2 shifts operational here at this shop, and we're bringing on, we have some good perspectives. One showed up today. That was a really good perspective. Yes, and little by little we'll grow to have the shop operational and be able to handle all of the repairs, because we've had some guys come on or want to come here and hey, I got this job, and we're not able to do it as fast as y'all would like. But that is definitely a weakness of ours right now, which is going to be our strength. We're going to focus and hit everything on this to make sure that the repair, the shop, the mechanic side of things, it's our strength. And because for us, it's important as a extension of our services to you guys, the owner-operators. It's very, very important to us that you guys have reliable equipment, and you can count on us if you wanted to come out here, to actually do the repair for you. So that's coming up, but we're going to be starting from anything from preventive maintenance, most likely, and then just going into, more and more and farther, yes. But we got in, I mean, the current mechanic, Ed, he's really, really happy right now to be working inside because we just had a freeze here recently. Yeah, so right before, so that worked out well. But yeah, so that's happening, and I foresee that this year specifically in 2023, our goal is by the end of this year to again make the shop as our strength. That's going to be definitely #1 priority. We're focusing on, as far as buying equipment right now, we have more trailers than trucks. So we're focusing on getting some more trucks. We've bought some trucks in December, and we're going to be continuously doing that. Yes, probably towards the end of the quarter, this quarter. We're going to do some more in second quarter if possible. We'll see how all that works out. But the goal is throughout this year, we definitely want to add more equipment for you guys, more reliable equipment if anybody wants to switch over, but also for the new BTOs. Yes, and the idea is quality. For us, for Richard, myself, Myra, for us, it's very, very important, the quality, what we give you guys. So that's very, very important to us. And again, thank you so much for being patient with us. With this stretching that we're doing right now, with this growth and stretching, it's gonna bring us to the next level, to capability to better serve you. However, we are feeling the stretch, I'm telling you, because we want it to be 110% all the time, but because of the move and everything that we've had to endure, we're pushing through it regardless, and we're gonna get it done. Yes, and it's probably not as, some cases not as good as we wanted to, but it's gonna be there. That's our goal. We have to have quality first before quantity. That's very just my personal goal, and Richard and I, what we're talking about with Myra. So yeah, about the economy and stuff, you guys heard, I mean, what's going on. I actually spoke to one of my consultants today, and he summarized it very simple. And I just want to say this. It's very simple, very easy to understand. But basically, because of because the elections, the way they went, a lot of people, they saw that a lot of businesses in all different spheres, they saw that, hey, we might as well just take in the hit from the economy and just deal with it, so that we can go through it and then be on the up and up after that. Which makes sense because if you've seen some of the rates, they started to fall. I'm talking about freight rates. They started to fall even before Christmas, which is interesting because a lot of times it usually falls shortly after Christmas, or on the day of Christmas, sometimes even after New Year's. But this time we've seen it, before that. So either way, I still think that it's a good time to get into trucking because, you have the trucking equipment rates, and, like how much the cost of doing business, the portion that you can control is going down. Even fuel dropped actually. But overall, that's going down. But we're probably going to see it going down even more throughout this year, most likely. And then also with the, just the rates and capacity and how all of that. I mean, we're probably going to see that drop and then go up. But what's important is this is a good time to get in because of the price to get in. It's it's much more favorable right now when everybody's getting out. Whereas let's say 2 years ago, I mean, if you remember, it was so crazy. It was hard to buy any equipment, any truck, any trailer. I mean, ridiculous prices. I mean, houses didn't even cost that much. I mean, to buy a truck for that much, it was just stupid crazy. But people were paying it. That's the crazy thing. Some people were paying for that. So, but the rates were good though. And that's the catch-22. That's why when I'm asked, well, when's the best time, to get in? I mean, it's just relevant to what are you willing to bite, And in some ways, it's much easier to get in with a constrained budget, you controlling your budget, than it is to find a truck for, ridiculous price truck. That's not worth anything close to that. So it's pros and cons about it. We will definitely see, this first quarter. Any first quarter, as you know, in a whole year, it's always the lowest compared to the second quarter or the third quarter, the fourth quarter. So the reason why I tell you all of that, and it just kind of goes back to the whole cycles and everything I tell you about, look, bottom line, this has happened before. I came into trucking in 2006, so I lived through 2008. Yes, granted, I was much smaller. I was only a few trucks operation back then. But I lived through it, and people survived it. I mean, I'm sure that all of you, in some way or form, where you were working, we survived it, you know, even though the news media and everybody says it's the end of the world. But we're going to be believers in, you know, pushing through. And we don't believe in luck. Okay, that's the way I think. I mean, we know what we're doing. We're experienced. We know the trucking industry. We know the cycles. The whole point of me telling you all of this is to encourage you and to make you understand that if you budget, if you know what you're doing, you know, there's the spot market. It's much tighter, but it is possible to make it. Okay, it's possible to make it. I've done it before. This is my 6th cycle already starting, and also you know, I see many of you who are with us currently is actually making good money still. So it's not millions of dollars. It's not crazy money what we've used to make even a couple of years ago, but that time is coming back, as you know, because with cycles, that's the beautiful thing about cycles. You know, if you can live through what you're doing right now, just wait until you get to next year and then the year after that, because it's a 4-year cycle, guys. It's this 4-year cycle. I mean, sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's wider, but either way, on average, it's around 4 years. And we're still, I mean, I'm not trying to be the told you so type of guy, but, you know, I did tell you guys about this. And I'm going to be saying that when we are in a slow season like this, it's not going to be always like this. When we're in the good times, it's not going to be always like that. You know, it's just truth. It's just fact. Okay? Yes, and from this, we're just going to turn to Q&A. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask any topic. Updates or anything else that you want to bring up. Let me try to open up the floor, and you can either message us. Yeah, let's do some messaging if you're willing to do that, or you can speak up. But either way, we would love to hear you. We want to hear from you guys. We want to listen today. Joe, I see you guys are...
Well, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I just unmuted myself, but anyway. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Yes, hello, beautiful.
I have a few questions about the shop.
Yes.
Just kind of curious how the shop is going to work with us. Like, so if I'm coming in, hey, you know, I'm going to be here next week. I got a couple things I need to work on in my truck. Or is this going to be accessible for, like, you know, I'm kind of hands-on, like to put my coveralls on and get under my truck. Is that going to be optional, or are we going to have somebody there? And as far as paying, how does that work? Do we get a discount on paying, like, the person that's working in the shop? Who do we pay? I mean,
okay, so pay, and then,
you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yes, and then the first question, were you asking about, like, if you can put stuff on? Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, yes. If are we allowed to do some of our own work? I mean, can I put my coveralls on and change an alternator or do an oil change, or is that something like I'm kicked out of the shop, saying no, you can't do that? Or you know, I like to be hands-on with my truck. I like to roll under it and see everything going on. I like to participate. You all know me. When I'm home, I've got my own shop, and I'm under my truck constantly. But when I'm in Texas every month and a half or so, I do get down here, and for some reason, Texas does not like me to leave. Something goes wrong. There's always something, whether it's a turbo hose or a clamp or a air conditioner, you know, problem. But so my first question is, yes, can we participate in the shop? And then my second question is, how do we work that with the shop if we do need something done?
Okay. So, well, first of all, like I mentioned, we are looking for mechanics right now. And Richard and I mean, he knows a little bit more on specifically how it will work because that's his niche and he's the CEO of that. I just know from talking to him and from the administrative side, what we're gonna have is mechanics. They're gonna be in many ways they'll get a job. The shop itself is there to pretty much help them to get that job done, but every mechanic has to have their own tools, and we provide the major big tools and stuff like that. But as far as the wrenches and stuff like that, it's not actually belonging to to the shop. It belongs to the individuals there, and I think that the main thing to understand is, I guess, what it is exactly, and with liability wise, because obviously the main reason I just know, I've went to shops before myself, and I've seen don't be here, they kick you out, like you say, from the floor. Why? I mean, is it because they're rude, or a lot of that has to do with liability and the insurance, because
Sure.
if you and actually ourselves, we also have to sign there's a section in there whenever we got an insurance on this building, making sure that we do everything in our power to prevent any accidents and any possible problems and stuff like that, because we're going to be liable for that. So that's the main reason why shops usually do not let you specifically do that and stuff like that. And that whole joke about if you watch me do it, it's this much rate. If you tell me how to do it, the rate is much higher, type of thing. Yeah, so all of that is true.
So that kind of fires up the second part of that. Since is that a mechanic employed by PDP, and since I am a PDP subcontractor, then I'm still liability, or still a company employee, I guess you could say, of some kind.
Well, see, yeah,
so
that's
is that going to be a PDP mechanic?
No, shop is separate from PDP.
He's going to be a subcontractor.
Well, and also it's a different company. It's not even PDP. It's the shop has its own entity called LKG Truck and Trailer Repairs. Yes, and this is what I meant by even Richard leading that. It's not even me. Okay, we work together on, and their first customer is you.
That.
Yeah, their first customer is you.
That answers that right there.
Yes, but the idea is you guys are independent contractor. To be honest, I shouldn't say too much about that because I just don't know. I'll tell you like that. Like Richard is handling that, and that's his strength. He's owned the shop before, and he knows how that works. So maybe that's a great question, and I wish I could answer to you, but I would be lying because in some things I just don't know. So Richard would be the best person to answer, directly with that. I just know for sure that there's definitely truth to it on, who's allowed on the floor, which is why, I mean, I guess I kind of, no offense to you, Buford, but what's the point of you coming over here if you can do it yourself anywhere else? I'm just thinking, besides a parking lot.
Well, it's having, exactly. It's having the facility also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's a great question.
Facility.
I wish I could answer that 100%. I need to talk to probably
For
Richard.
Insurance liability purposes, it's probably not going to be possible.
Yeah.
We can check with insurance on that.
But
we'll check.
Also, because when we're on the road, and and I'm thinking, okay, there's a few things I need to have done since I'm here, and they kind of came up since I left home. Having that option and being able to get it in, maybe in a better timely fashion than Speedco, you know, or somebody you can trust. Because I don't have a lot of faith in shops.
Yeah. So another
But anyway,
thing.
no, you answered.
Yeah, another thing
You
that.
answered my question.
Okay, another thing that could be helpful is because we're here, we could probably work with ordering the part and make sure when you come, there's actually a part available. So that's nice. And then also,
Yes.
again, we really want to make it our strength. It's the biggest difficulty that we have right now is the mechanics. So if you know any mechanics, good mechanics, of course, not some crazy people, please. But if you know any
I
good,
might be looking for a new job.
okay. Yeah, so that's right here.
If the rates are in the gutter, I might be looking for a new job.
Yeah, we're looking for mechanics right now. I mean, that's out there.
Just kidding.
Yeah, but the idea is, you know, as we bring in more mechanics, it will be much better, I think, with the turnaround. Now, I will say that the idea is, and I mean, Richard and I both agree, you guys, the owner-operators, the BTOs, are priority number one. So if anybody shows up, literally, like if there's anything else, I mean, you are number one customer. We have to get it done. And we throw everything to make sure you are able to get in, get out. Also on the pricing, it's very important that you guys understand. I mean, we also want to make it very affordable and very interesting for you guys. It doesn't make sense, you know. We will have services outside to where, you know, other repairs could be done for outside carriers. But for you guys, I don't know what those prices are specifically, but like tires, for example, brakes, like we're definitely going to have a special price for you guys compared to anybody else.
And Richard actually
that
responded.
answers that also.
Oh, Richard responded.
He said, liability purpose, you will not be allowed on the shop floor, just like we suspected.
Okay. Yeah.
We will allow you to purchase your own parts. And I also wanted to add in regards to your question about the payment. The payment is actually going, like Peter said, you know, to LKG, is not going to PDP.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a maintenance account with PDP, you will be responsible for paying LKG for the service that they provided to you. Now, I do recommend that everyone has a maintenance account with PDP, because there has been times when owner-operators stop by and they want to have repairs done by our mechanic, you know, through LKG, and they just assume that it's going to be covered because they're working with PDP. That's not how it works. We definitely have to make sure that you do have a maintenance account and you have the funds in there before they can start working on your truck or trailer. Or if you need some assistance, you know, we want to make sure that you do have at least some of it on your maintenance account before we can say to LKG, yes, go ahead and make the repair. So there was also confusion there in regards to the payment. They were thinking that, okay, I'll just stop by, have the work done, and then PDP, you know, will pretty much pay for my repairs. Well, this is two separate entities, and we're trying to keep them like that. So you definitely need to have a maintenance account, and you need to have the funds if you want PDP to pay LKG for the repairs.
Yeah, and Richard is online here actually, so he's been answering some of the questions.
Okay, so that kind of answered that question also. Was kind of like a priority when we say we have our shop, we have our own shop, and being able to order parts and kind of having a little priority does help. So that answered. I want to get off because that you just answered all my questions with the shop thing.
Richard
So I don't want
actually.
to tie everybody up. So
Yeah, Richard is raising.
Thank you.
Thank you, Buford. Richard is raising a hand.
Yeah.
I'm asking him to unmute. So
Thanks, Richard.
yes.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure that you did get clarification on that. We are here to help you out, and there is some cost savings. You know, you can purchase your own parts, and we can, you know, get you in contact with different vendors throughout the Metroplex, to help you out with that. But we do want to make sure that you do understand that we want to have all PDP contractors and BTOs as a priority.
Cool. Thank you.
Let's start with Jamie Andrew. We're grateful, for the transparency from the dashboard. Many carriers do not have this kind of transparency. Thank you for the hard work. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay, she just said thank you for the hard work continued on the dashboard. Okay. PDP does pay for inspections. That's Michael Barnes. Yes, we do pay for those inspections. You just have to send the receipt, and then billing will go ahead and reimburse.
And one more thing about the holding dispatch, holding money. The reason why it's a next thing, because yes, even if you did book the dispatch and we couldn't stop that, we've seen guys that keep on booking after that still because they got paid for that load. Well, yeah, somebody at the office is just yapping and all of that. And it's serious stuff. So I'm not going to repeat all that I said, but my point is there has to be at some point saying, no, like this has to be done, which is why, again, we don't like to do it. The reason why it's there is because there has to be some kind of line at some point and say, okay, you didn't had a chance to do it back then, but it has to be done. With all due respect, it has to be done right now. Because weeks, days can turn into weeks, weeks can turn into months, and all of a sudden, you were saying, well, why don't you do 6 months? It's been almost a year by then. I'm telling you, this is true story, okay? I'm not just, I can quote you some people, I'm not going to, but we had this true story type of scenario. So,
okay.
And we don't want that for you guys.
Yes, so let's continue. Okay, Glenn Watkins, FMCSA only requires inspections annually. We're aware of that, Glenn, but if you just heard what we were talking about,
if you lap,
PDP policy says every 3 months. So
yeah, but
we are
in
very
federal,
aware that FMCSA only requires them yearly.
Yeah, but in federal, if you lap, there is absolutely no extensions. That's the difference, though. That's why we have 3 months and before, so that you have the chance. Oh, okay, but and that's what a lot of people fail to understand with FMCSA regulation. They think, well, a year. But then if you did it, like, let's say today is January 16th, and then your next inspection is February 30th, and you have a lapse like 30 or even a day more. Oh man, I had DOT chew me on this, and believe me, like, oh, why did you lapse? Let's look into those months. What did you do? I'm telling you, like, it's not fun. Okay, it's not fun. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Daryl C, adulting sucks at times, but if you stay on top of your own business, it saves money. PDP pays for DOT inspections. Brakes and tires wear out frequently, and inspections helps you keep from failing roadside inspections. I'm glad PDP reminds me. Thank you, Daryl. We appreciate your comment. Quarterly inspections are requested quarterly, just a reminder, because we need to make sure equipment is roadside inspection ready. Another comment from Daryl C, I have Texas equipment, so once a year I get Texas inspection, the other 3 quarters I get DOT. And yes, that's fine. If you do have to get a Texas inspection, if it's due, you can come and get a Texas inspection anywhere in Texas, and that will serve as the quarterly for the next 3 months.
Yes.
Roadside inspections are not nerve-wracking, when quarterly inspections are done, and that's from Jamie, and we agree with you, Jamie, on that.
Thank you, Jamie.
Is there no other option outside of the Texas state inspection? It's unfortunate to be forced to go to Texas in order to get that inspection. If you do have the Texas plate, if your equipment is plated in Texas, which Our IRP account is here in the state. So if you do have or plate, if you do have PDP's plate, you do have to come to Texas once a year. For the trailers, we have majority of the trailers switched to either Oklahoma or Maine, so you don't have to worry about those. But when it comes to your truck, yes, you do have to come back to Texas.
That's why
once
we did
a year.
That.
Carlos Dawkins, you only need a Texas inspection if you have Texas plates. Yes, that's correct. Thank you for clarifying that, Carlos. Daryl C. Gainesville has a fast Texas inspection station as well as Orange, Texas. I do hold hazmat, so good score is a must.
Yes.
And we all agree with that. Carlos, Lowell, definitely not PDP. Definitely got PDP issued Texas plate, but I'm going to keep those other places in mind. Thanks, Daryl, for your kind words. That was from Cynthia here in the office. And then we have to be competitive and better than the Nets company or Nets person. And we completely agree with you on that.
Yes,
Patrick, yes, sorry, Patrick Davis. I have no complaints. I'll pay for the wonderful assistance you guys give versus doing my own authority. Thanks, Patrick. We appreciate your comment.
Thank you, Patrick.
And then PDP team, we are badass. And you all in the office work so hard. Much respect. Love you all.
Yeah, I want to,
Really
at the
appreciate
end,
that comment.
I want to be able to stand up in front of any DOT officer, locally or international, in the worst case scenario, like even in the very, very worst case scenario, look them in the eye and say, look, I know my guys, they handle everything the way they're supposed to. We do our documents. We have everything top and notch. Okay, so just if you want to throw anything, we're ready. Like, we got this. Okay, and I want to have that assuredness about every single one of you. Because that's a protection that we have against all the possible, crazy stuff that could happen. So worst case, best case, like we need to be ready for that. And bottom line, like I want to make sure that PDP is known as a company that you can come and actually make money, that you can be proud of what you do. You can actually produce money, and this is not some shady business here and there. Like, no, it needs to be legit. It needs to be to the highest level possible, and it's something that we can be all proud of. Like, that to me is very, very important. And believe me, being in business myself for over 16 years, if you want to actually make money in this business for a long time, if you want to be rich and all of that, like, it's only possible if you have this stuff on the enforcement, on the FMCSA, all of that regs, if you have that figured out. A lot of guys, a lot of trucking companies, they focus on dispatch and billing. But then DOT comes, they shut them down, everything a huge loss. I've seen those stories. Very close, to some friends that I knew, and it's not fun, believe me. So, alrighty.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, it's
Go
been
ahead
some time. Yeah, and thank you guys for all those questions. If you want to talk to any of us, message me or call me. Please do. We're definitely trying to be as helpful as possible to answer these. If we haven't had a chance to answer your question, please let us know. And maybe we missed something, just you don't have to wait for a monthly meeting to bring it up. Okay, you can call us. Come and visit us also at this new place. Come and visit us. So yeah, let's go ahead and switch over.
Okay. So
What's
wanna
next?
Do the wheel of names first, and then we do MBL.
Yes. Oh, somebody was saying something. Sorry. Are they coming back on? No.
Just.
Yeah, let's go ahead and. Oh, yeah, there you go. Who was that? Buford. Okay. Did you want to say something?
No, sorry. I'm just trying to read messages.
Okay. Alrighty. So yes, let's go ahead and switch over to the wheels of names. Let's hold on. Don't switch yet. Let me get ready. Yeah, we have a good turnaround today. Okay. So tell them about the $300. How does that work again? Just
Yeah, so
and the 3 points.
you definitely have to stay here until the end of the meeting. If your name gets called, you do have to be here to be eligible to get the $300. So we pull 2 names, and as far as like the points, you do get 3 positive points for being here with us tonight. And those help you whenever you get inspections that might have, you know, a violation in there. Those help you to offset some of the bad points.
Yes. Alrighty. So we're gonna switch to the screen here, and we got all the names listed. Myra went through it, and she worked with you guys, and she got them all in. So the first winner, $300, is I like doing this. Is it gonna be Randy?
Randy Beck.
Randy! Congratulations!
Randy.
Okay. $300 coming your way.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, next
Thank
one.
you.
Yes, okay. And the second person, the second winner for $300 is Earl. Are you here? Yes.
Congratulations.
Earl, you gotta be here.
Yes, I am here. I am here.
Okay.
I am here. It's about time. It's about time.
It's about time. Yes. Yes, I'm happy for you, man.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, $300. Okay, but again, everybody's a winner because everybody gets the positive 3 points.
Yes.
And now, you're not on the screen. Hold on, don't do the screen
No.
yet.
You
Okay.
can go ahead.
Yeah, let me refresh this
So we're
page.
gonna go ahead and announce MVO.
Yeah, how does that work?
Yes. So in order to be on the MVO award, we go through the list at the same time of the meeting, and we announce the first 3 on the list. So number 1, the first place gets $1,000. The second place gets $750, and then we have a third place for $250. So in all together, we give out $2,000 every month during the meeting. In order for you to get there, you do need to have a good safety score from Motive, from your ELD. There is a way on how they measure that, and it has to do with you staying on top of your logs, not having any type of violations on there, not having heartbreaks, you know, not having anything that will flog you as a unsafe driver, let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And then we also measure your revenue, but that's only 1/3, so you know it doesn't actually affect you as much as it
That's
does
1/3.
1/3. Yes. So it's a combination of safety, revenue, and then the
Well, the ELD is 1/3, or the ELD is 1/3.
ELD is 1/3.
The safety BTO card, which is the roadside inspections, accidents, any inside inspection, in-house inspections, anything like that. That's called BTO cards, and that's also 1/3. And then the last thing is 1/3 of revenue.
Of revenue.
Yeah, and
And
it's calculated all based on that.
Yes. The what we were talking about in the beginning of the meeting, if you have any expired documents or any expired PMs, inspections, anything like that, it will flag you on the MVO word, and it will say that you are excluded. So it is important that you have all of those documents up to date before the meeting, obviously
Yes.
at any point of time, but before the meeting,
Especially
you need
before
to
the
check and make sure that you have those documents turned in, because if your name is on the top 3 and you are not qualifying because of your expired documents, then we need to go down the list and pick the next person down the line.
Yes.
So please make sure that you do have those turned in.
Yeah, so without further ado, let me start from the bottom, Okay. Change it up a little. Okay. So the third, no, don't show. Don't show. I'm just gonna say it. Oh, you already showed it? Okay. Well, it's there. They saw it. Okay. Okay. So the third place, so $250 is Shakina Weaver.
Tone Weaver, congratulations.
Yes, thank you,
Yay.
Tone. Congratulations. Okay, that's $250. The second place, that's $750. We got Jake Hughes. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jake. And he's not excluded this time.
Nope, he's not
Okay, 'cause
excluded.
last time he
Yes,
was.
and then the last one, first place is Carlos Dawkins. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Carlos.
Yeah, so if you are not aware or still don't understand how to do it, we actually had an owner-operator reach out to us and say, how do I get to be number one? And we talked him through it, and surely, I think in one or two meetings, he actually was at the top. So if you have a question or maybe you just want some extra guidance on this, reach out to the office. We will be glad to talk you through this, how it works, maybe show you exactly where you are, which all of this is available for you guys also, because you can see on the percentile. So the percentile, there's a percentage in parentheses. It talks about where you are in comparison to the whole fleet. So like, for example, if you are 70%, that means that there's 30% that are doing better than you in that category. So that's where you can work. If you are like 90% or 99%, for example, then you can basically know that you are the top in that category out of the whole fleet. So that kind of helps you to understand how that
And it's a
works.
combination of the three categories that give you the overall score. So
Yes.
that's important too.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys
Thank you for
so
being
much.
with us tonight. Our next
Yes.
meeting is going to be on February the 13th at 6 p.m.
Monday, February 13th. Yes.
Right before Valentine's.
Yes. Thank you. God bless you guys. Be safe out there. Just blessings, and come visit us if you haven't. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much.